Alright folks, part 3. We're actually going to put these things together this time. These are the 4 components that it takes to make a bullet. We've got casings, bullets, primers, powder. I've done some off-air prep to make the video a little shorter, and I'm not going to do all 25. The rest of them's in there. We're just going to do 5 for now. But anyhow, let's get started. Hopefully this will turn out okay. Take the casings one at a time. All of these casings have had the ones that needed the primer crimp cut out have been cut out. I need to make a separate video about the primer crimps, but found an easy and efficient way to take care of those pesky primer crimps. But got my die in place already, shell holder, and the little tool that seats the dies. You put the casing in there, pop the primer in, and this is going to be the one time that you actually use your press in reverse, where you'll go down to perform an action. But you just push it down. It takes a really slight. You'll get the feel of it after a while. Sets it in there, I mean, just perfect. Does a really nice job. It doesn't take very long to do this. Some people say that you should not ever touch your primers with your bare fingers, that you should use gloves. I've never had a problem with that. I definitely make sure that my fingers are clean. I don't have a lot of oil or grease on them, but I've never had a problem with that. So until I do, I'm not going to start wearing rubber gloves or something like that. But there's the third one, coming out real nice. Number 4. I've already got my powder set, and I've double checked it with the digital scale and the scale that come with the kit. We'll go ahead and take this out, set it right there, and use my powder hopper over here. By the way, I'm using 22 grains of IMR 4198. It's a mediocre kind of powder. I'm loading them a little bit warm with 22 grains. The powder goes pretty quick. It can be tedious getting it set, though, to throw the proper amount of grains. But after it's set, it's quick. I mean, there's 4, and there's number 5 already. You can see the powder in there. It's almost to the top. It's right about, the powder in there is up here to about the shoulder. And I'm getting a phone call on my phone. We'll get to that later. Alright, so now it's time to seat the bullet. You just simply stick it in there. Set the bullet on top. These are your standard 55 grain full metal jacket boat tails. They're pretty nice little bullets, but standard. You set it in there. The bottom of the bullet is slightly tapered. That's why it's called a boat tail. If you look at it, the shape of a boat, if you were looking at it from the top, but it's slightly tapered and sits down in the neck, which is really nice because you don't expand the neck on rifle cartridges like you do on pistol cartridges. So the bullet itself is tapered for it to sit in there. But If the die is still right from last time, it should seat that bullet really nice. Also, with a slight, I use just a really light tapered crimp. And we'll measure these in a minute and make sure, because there's also a maximum length. Like we measure the casings, they can't be more than so long or they have to be trimmed. Same goes for overall length. If it's too long, then it can cause problems in your rifle. So that's always important too. If you set the bullet in there and it's just slightly crooked, don't worry about it. The die will straighten it up nice and it'll come out perfect. So as you can see, like I said, this is the fun part and the easy part of making bullets. I mean, all that case prep is what takes the longest. So there's number 4. And here goes number 5. There it is. There's the 5 bullets. Now let's measure them with the calipers. I've looked in my book right here. I'm using this. It's a new version of just a Richard Lee book. If you reload, you are gonna need some type of book. It has all that information about lengths, measurements, and powder. Got velocities in there, but I've already got this set. The maximum length for a .223 is 2.260 inches. As you can see, I got my caliper set on 2.259. Just want to make sure that they all will fit. Oh yeah, no problem. But they should be 2.260 or less. And these are all going with no problem. And that was the maximum length on like a really pointed bullet. And these are kind of a soft, it's not they're rounded pretty good. They're not real sharp, but these are well under the maximum. So that's it. I mean, that part comes and goes. It's always good to have I've got digital calipers. I've got some small manual calipers that I borrowed from a buddy. Just like I have a digital scale and this scale that come with my kit. It's good to use that stuff and make sure everything's calibrated correctly. Especially like when you're measuring out your powder, getting it dialed in. You twist this to dial in your powder. You can hold your bullet just right in the bottom of this thing, and then throw it. It's a half a turn up, and then back. That's all it is. But you can throw it right into your bullet, even with something as small as a .223. That's a really small neck on that. It'll throw it right into the casing instead of having to throw it into a pan or something and then dump it from the pan into the casing. You could do that, but it's just one more step, and it works great to throw it right into the casing. But anyhow, that's it. I need to do some more videos on like the primer crimp stuff, show you some stuff about that, and then also about trimming cases. But those are two more of the case prep steps that we didn't even get to do this time. But anyhow, that's it. I appreciate it. Watch for my other videos. Thanks a lot. Bye.